Oh, my friends, we have made it to day one of me being back in weight loss mode, and I am so stinking excited. Let's go.
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brianna, the diva behind Diva and the Divine, and I am so glad you are here today for my first What I Eat to Lose Weight vlog in a very, very, very long time. It is officially day one of me being in my fat loss phase, and I am so here for it. I'm feeling ready. I got up this morning and I took my initial weight and all of my measurements and my before photos. And let me tell you, those photos kind of gave me a little extra kick in the pants. It is amazing what happens when you start to let your protein slide and just like the extra little bit of fluff that appears on your body when you're not doing the appropriate macro balance for your body. And I'm really, 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 really ready to get back into the swing of things with that. So today I am going to share with you day one on my diet. It is actually, it's freaking 11 o'clock. I've effectively skipped a complete meal, which is not a great way to start, actually. So far today, I have had 2 cups of coffee, each with a measured tablespoon of, I keep wanting to call Nut Pods Hue chocolate, and I don't know why. Nut Pods. Each serving of Nut Pods is 15 milliliters. Milliliters and grams in weight are interchangeable. According to my mother, that's how they do like a blood measuring in the hospital. How much blood you've lost, they do grams, and that translates to milliliters. So that's how I do it too. I weigh my liquids, and grams and milliliters are interchangeable for me. So as you can see, I measured out a serving of creamer before I put it in my coffee, and I did that again for cup number 2. And then I had 1.16 Fairlife Nutrition protein shakes. I want to start the day with getting food in my system, getting some sort of calorie into my system before I actually consume my coffee, because it is a lot better for your cortisol levels if you do that. And I'm trying really, really hard to implement that on a regular basis. I did that and then I stopped doing that, and now I want to start doing it again because it's just better for you. It's just better for you. But of course, I don't always want to eat first thing in the morning. So the easiest thing for me is to chug a portion of a protein shake because it gets some protein in my body right away. Why 1.16? Because I had a protein shake open in the refrigerator, and so I measured how much was left in it and I consumed that, and it was only like that much. I was like, well, that's not enough. So then I opened a whole new protein shake and consumed that in its entirety. So far today I have had my coffee and the protein shake, and that puts me significantly behind. Of course, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're wondering. What are your calorie goals? What are your macro goals? So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to keep in mind that these macros were created and customized personally for me by my coach based on all sorts of information about me and my body personally. So I do not recommend using these numbers for yourself unless they happen to be your numbers curated by a coach or something similar. These numbers that are for me and my size and my body will not necessarily work for you. But for me, I am losing weight currently on 1,850 calories a day. How did that number make you feel, ladies and gentlemen? Did it alarm you? Because it isn't no 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 calorie diet. It isn't even the goal that I had last time I tried to lose weight back in February of 2021. My calorie goal for that was a range of 1,600 to 1,700 calories. That is higher than my last weight loss attempt, which was a failed weight loss attempt. So it is mind-boggling to me that I am going to be starting to lose fat on 1,850 calories. That's insane. And it doesn't feel overly restrictive either, which is amazing. My macros are nice and balanced. I'm getting 140 grams of protein, 75 grams of fat, and the rest are in carbohydrates, and I am jazzed about it. So today, what I have to do is stick to my calorie goal and get that protein in. The other macros will pretty much sort themselves out. Yes, I'm tracking them, but like priority 1 is 140 grams of protein, and I'm already off to a good start because all I've had today is a protein shake. So, feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energized. Now, I haven't gotten any activity in yet today other than like the actual hustle and bustle of doing some stuff in the office. I switched out all of my light bulbs in here to hue light bulbs so I could control the temperature of the white light in my room, which is a story for another day. But so I did some work, and then I have been doing all of my coaching check-ins for all of my clients today, and a lot of my clients are starting carb cycling today. So I've been redoing their macros, explaining to them what that means, why we're doing it, all sorts of things like that. So I have been a busy little bee this morning and getting a lot of work in. I have an onboarding call. I can speak. I have an onboarding call this afternoon with another new client. You guys, my roster is almost full. I'm baffled and so excited and so blessed to have an almost full roster. I have, I think, 3 spots left for one-on-one coaching. So if you're interested in getting in on this for the beginning of the year, the link to apply is in the bio. And if you want to do it, you better get in there quickly because they're filling up and they're going to disappear. And then there's not going to be any more spots until I'm done with some of my clients. So if you want in on this, apply now. So I have that to do, and now that I'm done with like round 1 of work, I'm going to go eat some food that's not a protein shake, and I'm going to get my workout in. Today's goal, my period has come and is finishing up. I was in rough shape. My period showed up late, like by a couple of days, and nothing was alarming or anything. I just felt the weight of PMS in so many ways the last couple of days, and I was just dying for that to be over. I was very sluggish, very tired, very unmotivated, and once my period showed up and I had a day of like pain and misery, it wasn't that bad, but it was not pleasant. At the weekend, my period showed up on Saturday, and Saturday and Sunday were lay low days, and now Monday, while things are finishing up, I have the energy. I'm gonna go work out. I'm going to do all the things. Today's goal is to hit those macros, get the protein, get the calorie goal in, drink all of my water, 10,000 steps, and a solid weight training workout. That's the goal of the day. I'm taking you with me. Let's go do this thing. All right, friends, here is my breakfast, which is really like brunch because it's after 11 o'clock now. We have 2 eggs and 2 servings of liquid egg whites. And then on the side here, we have a piece of my latest loaf of bread from my wild grain box. This is their 7-grain sourdough. It's super good, a little bit sweet because it has some dates in it. And all the nutrition information is on these products, which is amazing. So I can just plug them into my tracker as something that can be measured in grams. And so every slice, I have different slices here. I can just put it on the scale, measure it out in grams, and then plug it into the tracker, and it will tell me the nutrition information for that exact piece of bread, even though all of my slices are sliced at different sizes. So I have that slice of bread for some heavy carbs, and then on top of it, I cooked this in butter, and I also used butter on my bread. So the total amount of butter I used was 2/3 of a tablespoon. So I have that all tracked. So with all of that, my breakfast comes out to 235 calories, which is a lot. And it includes, don't forget, it includes this and my coffee. So it ended up being 38 carbohydrates, 25, almost 26 grams of fat, and 63 grams of protein, which is a lot, but that's what it needs to be. My post-workout snack is none other than a healthy eating on the go bar chia version. The nutrition information on this bad boy cannot be beat. It is 205 calories, 9 fat, 14 carbs, 5 fiber, 14 protein. I always thought this was 12. Amazing. So this is my post-workout snack, even though it's 1:15. So there's that. Guess who hasn't had lunch today? I front-loaded a whole lot of protein and I am not hungry. I'm literally forcing myself to eat this because I need to eat something, which is, great for day 1, but this is going to come back and bite me later. Chomp stick and a full-fat string cheese. This isn't the low-fat one. I have a bunch of the light ones already, but I purchased some full-fat ones that I'm trying to finish up. So this is a nice little high-protein snack, 17 grams of protein total, and like 150 calories. So that's my snack, and now I am going to start making dinner.
Right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine, but I get up, I always do. I never think, I always do. Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool. But if I fall, I will get up again. I will get up again.
And I usually have most of the ingredients, especially like the base ingredients like eggs and the sauces and whatever, in the house. I didn't think when I was going to grocery shop this week, I got the meat I needed. I even got the onions I needed. I didn't think to take a look and see if I needed any of the sauces. And y'all, I didn't have any ketchup. That's not true. I had this much ketchup. We need like this much ketchup. And I, not wanting to go to Target, of course my husband comes upstairs, he goes, why didn't you just send me to Target? I'm like, I didn't want to inconvenience you. You were working out and then you probably have to go back to work and all of that. And so I'm like, I'm going to try and make ketchup. So I looked up a recipe online and I found a Skinny Taste recipe for ketchup. And I had all of the ingredients, vinegar and tomato paste and onion, salt, you know, even honey. There was honey in this and I put some of my good honey in it. And it's real weird. So I used, instead of white vinegar, which maybe this was my fault, I used a combination of balsamic vinegar, which is one of the ingredients on the Primal Kitchen bottle, and red wine vinegar, which is actually something you mix red wine vinegar into the ketchup in the meatloaf recipe to create the sauce on top of the meatloaf. So I was like, why not do half and half, right? Well, I used the appropriate amount of vinegar, just different kinds, and it was so vinegary. Now, granted, I did not let it simmer for 20 minutes because I had to freaking get this meatloaf in the oven. And so there's honey in it, and it's weird because it's like sweet, and then it gets real vinegary. So it kind of tastes wrong, but also, like I told my husband, he came upstairs and I was like, so funny story. And I told him that I made it and he, you know, dipped his finger in it and tried it. And he's like, well, I wouldn't call what you made ketchup. However, it might actually be okay on the meatloaf. So here's hoping. Tomorrow I'm now going to have to go to Target and actually get us ketchup because I eat ketchup with the potatoes too. I have roasting potatoes and no ketchup to put on them. What am I supposed to put on my potatoes now? Anyway, so mark that under homemaker type things that I never thought I'd actually do. I attempted to make my own ketchup tonight. It did not go perfectly, but it wasn't awful. I took, as you saw, I took just a little bit of it and like barely dusted it with the ketchup. So at least some of the, hopefully like the sugar kind of sinks into the onions and the vinegar is what it's supposed to be. And hopefully it all ends up okay. We just won't have ketchup with our dish tonight. Interesting, though. Interesting experience. Made my own ketchup today. My healthy eating on the go bar stash just got redone. This entire box I emptied out like at least 2.5 dozen bars from here. Giant freaking box. Giant box filled with Heat bars because they're our favorite. And I don't even say my favorite. They're our favorite because my husband loves them too. These are his favorite. I order him blueberry dark chocolate, and then I order apple pie, the chocolate peanut butter oat, and the chia bars. And I eat at least one every day. As you saw, I had one for a snack, and I might have one of these for dessert to help me meet my macros. So I'm so excited. Oh, and dinner's almost done. All right, here it is, my friends. 6 ounces of the meatloaf with the questionable ketchup on top of it. 140 grams of potatoes and 110 grams of broccoli, which brings this to about 430 calories. To finish off my day, I'm actually having a healthy eating on the go bar again for the second time today, but this one tastes like a no-bake peanut butter chocolate cookie, so it's not a protein bar. It still has 9 grams of protein in it, which is awesome, but that's really going to help me meet my macros today. And then I have room for 3 of these Lindor truffles. Yes, I have a nice little candy dish right there. So that is going to finish out my day, and I'm still going to clock under on my calories, which I'll talk about in a second. All right, friends, it's obviously later, but I wanted to recap for you guys. Day 1 is in the books, and I'm feeling so stinking good about it. I was really not hungry, so I ended up actually clocking in, like I said, at 1775 instead of 1850. So I was under by 75 calories. And rather than force the 75 calories on myself, I was just not gonna do it. Like, I was really full. And the fact that I had to eat an entire bar and my little chocolates for dessert was a little much. It was a little much, I'll admit. And so I just let it go, and that's okay. I'm trying to be flexible with myself, and it would be different if I was like going over and still needed to eat. And actually, no, it really wouldn't, because if I'm really hungry, I'm gonna eat food. But I figured that if I go over a couple calories later in the week, not a big deal, because I already underdid the 75 calories. All of that to say, day one is in the books, and I feel so good about it. And now that I'm recording this ending, it's actually Wednesday. And so I've been on plan for 2 days already, 2 days. And what has happened? I'm down 0.3, which is not a big deal. Like weight fluctuates and whatever, but what's more interesting is just for kicks, I took my waist measurement and I'm down in 48 hours. I'm down half an inch. Just the bloat of life and maintenance is disappearing, which is super interesting to me. And the measurements for me is more valuable than the number on the scale. If my number on the scale didn't move, but my body's aesthetic goals did what I want them to do, I wouldn't care. The number on the scale can stay the same as long as my body is changing. And 48 hours in, my body's like, oh, this is what happens when you get your protein goal in. This is what happens when your macros are balanced. And this is what happens when you get 10,000 steps in a day. My first day, Monday, the day you just saw, I ended up with 13,000 something steps. Like almost 14,000, like a lot of steps. Yesterday, I got 10,000 steps. Today, I'm already at 6,000 steps. I actually feel really good and energized, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So I am so excited to continue to share this journey with you guys. This was just day one of the amazing things that are to come. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and leave them in the comment section below for me to get back to you. And if you like this video, it really helped me out if you give me a thumbs up. And if you want to continue to follow me on this journey and you're not already a subscriber, you know where that little red button is. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Take care, and I will see you real soon.